Hi everybody, this is Brian Koo with another ROK video. I am just getting back from the casino here in Las Vegas. I won a little bit of money at poker. I lost an equal amount betting on the first game of the NFL season. So we are break even on the day and we need to make a profit in Rise of Kingdoms betting. So let's get right to it. We've got two events happening this weekend, and you can place some wagers on both of them. Let's start with Supreme Strife, which I think might actually be the easier of the two to bet on. And I'm going to quickly show you the matchups here. I've got some diagrams here showing the allies. So let me go ahead and show you that. In the first map here, we've got four separate 1v1s. You've got the upper left corner fighting each other, OG versus ones. You've got 2748 versus DS in the lower left-hand corner, and so on and so forth. And then they're going to do a free-for-all for the Spire in the middle. But keep in mind that there can always be some diplomacy happening behind the scenes where some of these packs are secretly working together. I don't know if any of that's going to happen, but those things can evolve as the match goes on. And then on the other map, this is going to be Group B. We have a more traditional 4 versus 4. We've got the left side of the map with Vita 489, MTR, and GV77. They are going up against Pink, 1, BTA, and 60GT. I will say, based on the betting and also some of the rumors around this map, that I do think that 60GT's team is favored here. They are teamed up with 1, which is also a very strong team. But very interesting that GV77, who's the strongest packed in this event and the team that I consider to be the favorite to win, it's interesting that they are the underdog on this map. So that's going to be interesting to follow. We are going to be casting this map on the official Rise of Kingdoms channel on Saturday at 18 UTC. But let's go ahead and get into the betting now that we know what the matchups are for Supreme Strife. Now, a couple things to point out here. Number one, you can win a lot of gems or a decent amount of gems in this event, but you really have to score very highly. Now, for example, I have 10,000 of these coins right now. I would only win 200 gems, but if I 10x my earnings, I'm going to win like 50 times more gems, if I'm even doing that math right. I think I'm doing that math right, yeah. So like, you really have to take big risks on this one in order to get the really good prizes. What I am going to do right off the bat here is I'm not like super... Oh, you know what? What should I do here? Yeah, I'm gonna buy 10,000 of these Oryx right now. I'm gonna spend 1,000 gems to do that. I could buy more, but I'm not exactly sure if it's smart to buy any of these or not. But basically, I didn't make any bets in the first week, and I barely won any last week. So we're gonna try to do a little bit better in week 3. And we've got 4 bets that we're just going to bet on 4 teams equally here. The first one being DS. I do think that DS has a nice advantage in their corner against whoever it is that they're playing. I already forget. They've played well so far, and if they can just win their corner, they're probably going to advance. So we're going to bet 5,200 Oryx on DS. Our next bet is going to be on another team that is favored to win their corner. We're going to go with OG. You can see that some of the teams here are, you know, the fewer coins that are wagered, the more you're going to win if that team advances. So we are betting on some teams that are, you know, not the underdogs here, but why can't I bet on this team now? So I bet on DS. Why can't I bet on OG? Oh, maybe you can only bet on 1 team per map. Is that what's going on here? Okay, well, so I'm obviously not a betting expert here. We can only bet on 1 team per map. Yeah, so I do need to take some risks here. So I was basically going to bet on GT and BTA on this map. GT and BTA are allies, and BTA is a pretty big underdog here, but they're tucked away in a very safe corner between two allies. And so I think BTA has a good chance of advancing, where even if they don't get the circle, they can get some good time on the spire. And so I think BTA is a good bet. The other team you could bet here as an underdog is Pink, but Pink is right next to GV77. And so it's possible that Pink just gets really demolished in terms of their troops by GV77, and then they're just not able to maybe flag their way to the spire, or I don't know. I just think that BTA is a little bit safer here, but still much more of a risk than GT. So let's go ahead and bet 10,000 of our Oryx on BTA here. And then I'm going to bet the rest on DS here. I'm glad I bet DS first because they're the ones I feel better about. The other team we would have bet on is OG, but DS has better odds. So let's just go ahead and put the rest of what we've got on DS. So we're going with DS for half of our Oryx, and we're going with BTA for our other half of our Oryx for Supreme Strife event. And now let's move on over to the Grand Prix, where you can bet on more than just two teams. And we've got 4 bets here. First bet we're going to do is going to be the biggest bet. We're going to bet on 45Q here. They are a Chinese team, and they are playing against DQ39. DQ39 made it through the pool play qualifier, but they were not anywhere near as impressive as some of the other teams that qualified. Like, I believe 748 qualified, Beer qualified, and it might have been 2377 was the other qualifier. DQ39 was just like not as strong, not as impressive as these other teams. And they're playing against a Chinese team where Chinese teams are generally a favorite over international teams. So we're going to go ahead and bet 450 of our Supreme coins, or our Grand Prix coins, on 45Q here. Our next bet here is going to be on 93T. They're playing against 2377. 93T has generally been, a top 2 Osiris League team. They made it the furthest of any international team last season in the Grand Prix. They're also not playing in Supreme Strife, nor are they in a KVK right now. So my sense is that they are probably pretty focused on the Grand Prix. And they're going up against 2377, which A, is in KVK, B, they are playing Supreme Strife the day before this. So I think that 93T is both the better team, and they are probably more focused on the Grand Prix. So we're going to go ahead and bet 300 of our Oryx. This was a little under 50% of our Oryx. This is like 35 to 40% of our Oryx. We're going to bet this on 93T. I think I've done the math wrong on some of this, but that's all right. I feel good about this bet. So we've only got 96 left. I thought we had more left. I was thinking about 2 bets. I'll just let you know both of the bets that I was thinking about. I was thinking about betting on 62MI because they're playing another Chinese team. 62MI has 10 stars and the other Chinese team has 8 stars. So I was like, well, maybe 62MI is better. But that's not very good reasoning, so we're going to skip that bet. We're going to go ahead and put the rest of our Oryx on 21YL here. They are in a 50-50 situation against another Chinese team, 955A. 21YL did make it quite far in the Grand Prix last season. So just based on that, just based on their past success, we're going to go ahead and put our remaining Oryx, just over 10% of our Oryx, on 21YL. That is what we've got. We've got 3 bets in the Grand Prix, and we've got 2 bets in the Supreme Strife betting. I do hope that my bets work out. I hope this is helpful for some people out there who are not sure what to do. We are going to be casting the Supreme Strife event on the official channel Saturday at 18 UTC. We will also be casting the Grand Prix on the official channel Sunday at 14 UTC. Be sure to join me and my colleagues for that one, and do throw a like on this video on the way out. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the flip side.